Namaste, Sitaram. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I'm your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Rudraaya Mandir. And of course, the Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. So today is a very, very auspicious day. We are celebrating Hanuman Jayanti today. So I want to wish you, start off the program today by wishing you all a happy Hanuman Jayanti. And of course, please join us at Rudraaya Mandir today for a full day of celebrations at the Mandir. We will begin puja at 10 a.m. this morning, and we will go straight up until 8 p.m. We will be chanting 108 Hanuman Chalisas. So if you are able to drop in for an hour, for 30 minutes, for 2 hours, for 10 hours, please do feel free to join us. We are looking so much forward to seeing you. And of course, we'll be dedicating these 108 Hanuman Chalisas to all of you who came forward and sponsored each one of them in the name of a loved one. So without further delay, we'll get straight into our pravachan with our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma. Enjoy.
Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Varno Raghuvar Vimala Yasha Jodayak Faljar बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहो मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगे कांचन वरन विराज सुदेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्रयो ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाई संजीवन लखन जीवाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई सहस वदन तुमरो यश गावे श्रीपति कंतल गावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित ईशा यम कुबेर दिगपाल तुम्हाते कवि कोविद कह सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीना राम मिलाय राज पर दीना विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भई सब जग जान युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लीलोताहि मधुर फल जान प्रभु मुद्रिका मील मुख नाही, जग लागे गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते। राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे, आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुगल है तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को धरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते खापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संगत ते हनुमान चुरावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, इनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पाए। चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा, हे प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। सारु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, स्वर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चितना धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संग जगत मिटे सब फेरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, कोई सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय महादेव। कीजे नाथ हृदय महादेव। पवन तनय संग करना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की। उमापति महादेव की जय। Dear devotees, on this most auspicious time that we call as Shri Hanumanji Jayanti, many in this entire world, even amongst this pandemic that we all experience and throughout the entire world, this COVID-19, as Sanatanas, as Hindus, we should still make some effort and offer some prayer or sincerity towards Shri Pavanputra Hanumanji on this day. Many of us would listen to the Shri Hanumanji Chalisa, some would sing it, and this day I thought I would share with you just one of the verse, and it goes right down towards the end. जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, ओई सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा. It is indicated in the Yoga Sutra that Shanghai Gyan Upati Vyastu Shunyo Vikalpaha. Verbal delusion occurs when words do not correspond to reality. Taja apasta dharata abhavanam. This must be replaced with meditation upon its meaning. Yoga Sutra, Chapter 1, verse 28. What is merely vocalized without being understood is like a dry wood without fire. It never burns. It is indicated. There was a saint who would always tell his followers, his disciples, that if they study the Shastras, it would put the scripture in their hearts. One of them asked, why on our hearts are not within the heart? And the saint answered that only Paramatma, only Bhagwan, God can put the scripture inside. Merely reading the sacred text can put it on your hearts. But when your heart breaks, have you heard someone when they indicate that they are heartbroken, or he or she has broken my heart? Hearts could break due to sufferings or in a divine rapture. The sacred words will sink in then through reflection and contemplation. I wanted to share this verse, taken from the Shri Hanumanji Chalisa. If you have the copy and you want to follow it. Jo yah pare Hanumana Chalisa, hoyi siddhi saki Gaurisha. Jo yah pare. It means that the one who reads and studies this stanza or this verse, let us call it a hymn. You would understand what I mean. It points that it is absolutely necessary to deeply understand every word in this hymn. Its multiple layers of meanings and connotations. Understanding helps in holding the awareness of the essence. Sri Hanumanji Chalisa is a text that is heavily pregnant with awareness, waiting to be born in the mind of a sincere seeker. Such an awareness can transform a seeker from a human, H-U-M-A-N, to a H-U-M-A-N-A, Hanuman. Remember, such an awareness can transform a seeker from a human to a Hanuman. His ego sense expands to include all in a way that only all remains instead of I. Life transforms from an endless chase of taken into an everlasting vow, like that of the Buddha, to give and serve. From winning a race in hoarding goods and experiences, life becomes a joyous caravan of giving while journeying through this world, serving the earth with all her beings. I read that scientists of Apr University in Atlanta, they had this was an article that was founded by them, that they indicated that they have found that reading brings about changes in the brain, leading to the heightening and the connectivity in the left temporal cortex. This points out to the benefits of reading relating to self-study, or it is called as Swadhyaya. Taittiriya Upanishad clearly instructs us in the parted message from the Guru to the graduating students. Swadhyayat ma pramad, which means do not neglect your self-study and pursuit of knowledge under any circumstance or folly. Systematic pursuit of knowledge through self-study is a requisite ladder for the soul's ascent. It is unique to Vedic philosophy, seldom found in other streams of religious philosophy. Most of you will ask, what does Chalisa mean? Majority will say Chalisa means 40. These are the 40 verses and praises of Shri Hanumanji. Shiv Chalisa means these are the 40 verses and praises of Lord Shiva. But there are more meanings that is implied in our Sanatana Dharma, in our text. And so Chalisa also means that which moves, which is dynamic. It comes from the word chalan. Chalan means movement. Shri Hanumanji Chalisa is not just a static poem meant to be recited in front of the picture or in front of the murti of Shri Hanumanji and think that that is all, that it should just be hum as you run through in life. Hanumanji Chalisa is a dynamic statement of intent and information, meant to be practiced, more important to be lived on one's feet. It is a downloadable version of an inner software which anyone can practice and replicate. Just as a mere reading of the instruction manual of any gym equipment cannot benefit the reader, similarly, simply reciting this hymn is not going to be of any great help as is understood and commonly practiced by devotees at large. A sincere study of this Chalisa is implied in this verse. Jo yah parhe, such a study alone can bring about a radical transformation of an ordinary seeker to a spiritual adept, a siddha. Hence for this adept, success on his or her inner part is predestined, predetermined, as he or she moves forward in the world with an invincible Vajra. Like Hanumanji, he holds this Muktar, he holds this Vajra also, this mace, this Vajra, this thunderbolt, as it is indicated. With an invincible Vajra, resolved to love and serve. Divine Siddhas or powers propel his or her way to success in his or her endeavors, material, social and spiritual. He or she achieves the fourfold goal of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. That of course is another topic by itself. Another reading of this verse tells us, Jo yah parhe, that whoever means, Jo means whoever, studies this Shri Hanumanji Chalisa and applies the same in his or her life will become an accomplished Shishya. They'll become an accomplished student. They'll become a sthita pragya, an aspirant searching after spiritual truth. In short, they become an accomplished soul, abiding in the witness of all, the witness which is the self, Sakhi, as Shiva Gaurisha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 23, tells us that the Supreme Self is in the human's body and it is called as the seer witness, the permitter, the supporter. Bhagwan Shankar Maheshwara, Bhagwan Shiva, the great God Shivji, is the Supreme Soul. The seeker stabilizes in the seer consciousness by being the movie screen upon which life unfolds. Just as the movie plays on the screen in a theater, the events of one's life unfolds on one's mind screen. Like the fire in the movie does not burn the screen, or the water that splashes around in the movie does not make the screen wet, so also the consciousness of the seeker stays untouched by the myriad emotions and the events of life drama, as it plays itself, its film strip rolling upon the karmic wheel. Devotees, I hope you have understood some of the gist, some of the true Vedantic meaning of what this verse itself means. As you continue on your prayer throughout the day, that we hope that the blessings of Shri Hanumanji will be upon each and every one of you. Prem se bolo Shri Pawana Putra Hanuman ki Jai.
My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's pravachan, and like I said at the beginning of the program today, we are looking so forward to seeing you today at Maharudra Mandir to come and join us in celebrations for Sri Hanuman Jayanti, where we will be chanting 108 Hanuman Chalisas. So please, if you have never witnessed the auspicious occasion of Hanuman Jayanti where 108 Hanuman Chalisas are chanted, this is the opportune time for you to visit us at Maharudra Mandir, because it's a Saturday, you're not working, and what better way to celebrate this auspicious day than to come join us at Maharudra Mandir and chant 108 Hanuman Chalisas. My dear viewers, we are at the corporate segment, and I'd like to introduce you to our host for the corporate segment, Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bardwaj, and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center and Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium. I'm also a licensed funeral director. Talking about death is not an easy subject, but is something that we all have to deal with at some point in our lives. Some of us have loved ones that are elderly or have relatives that are not well. Today, I want to discuss some points about planned deaths at home. Many Canadians would prefer to pass away at home. For the point of this discussion, home could be your personal residence, a hospice, retirement home, or long-term care facility. Many times, when a person dies at home, family and friends are not always well informed about what to do. For example, they may not know that the person who is not well has a wish for do not resuscitate confirmation form. This is a direction for paramedics or firefighters not to perform CPR of any sort. In many cases, Lotus Funeral is contacted instead of calling 911 because it is a planned death at home. When a person passes away in this circumstance, a doctor or nurse is called to pronounce the death so that a medical certificate of death is issued for the funeral home to collect upon arrival at the home to transport. It is advisable for the family to contact the funeral home to let them know about the planned death so that information can be given in advance to make the situation more easily manageable when the time comes for the death. When there is a planned death at home, 911 does not need to be called, as it can make the situation more confusing. If you want to learn more about how to start the process for a planned death at home, please contact me directly. Always remember, Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center and Kitchener Funeral Home Crematorium are open 7 days a week and 24 hours a day to serve your needs. There are large rooms for large gatherings to smaller rooms as well. The crematorium is located within the building, so we never have to travel to another location for cremation witnessing. We can supply all the puja items as well as a kirtan group if required. We are centrally located, so we serve families from the east and to the west. We have ample parking and a one-story facility, so it's easy to come in and out of the building. For more information, please contact me on the telephone number on the screen. Thank you for watching, and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
My dear viewers, we've come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. I hope you've enjoyed today's segment. Please be reminded that Maharudradev Mandir is now open to the public. So we gather every Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So if you'd like to join us for a Sunday service, please feel free to join us any Sunday. And of course, today we are celebrating Hanuman Jayanti at Maharudradev Mandir, where we will be beginning puja at 10 a.m. and we will conclude at 8 p.m. tonight, including chanting 108 Hanuman Chalisas. So please do feel free to join us for 30 minutes, for half an hour, for 2 hours, for 10 hours, you name it. Please come down to Maharudradev Mandir and join us. We are looking forward to worshipping with you. Would like to thank our kind sponsors at Maharudradev Mandir, as well as our executive producer, Gary Khan, for making Rudraaya possible. Have a blessed day today, have a blessed week, and we hope to see you today. If not, see you next week right here on Rudraaya. Namaste.
का भी गुण करे देख दिया सुख आन की लक्ष्मण जी के गुण करे देख दिया सुख आन की विरहनुमत हसे सुखासन विरहनुमत हसे सिखासन अग्लत भल भल राम की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय जय बोलो हनुमान की जाके महिमा की नुपुर में चारौर पर मान की जाके महिमा की नुपुर में चारौर पर मान की ऋषिकर दास सात चरण में ऋषिकर दास सात चरण में जाके करने वाल की जय जय बोलो हनुमान 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 की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय जय बोलो हनुमान की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय जय बोलो हनुमान